What's up, guys? For those who don't know me, I'm Eileen, founder of Harmony and Healing, and I have actually been wanting to do more YouTube channel or YouTube videos and use my channel more and basically discuss whatever I want to discuss. I've done some YouTube videos on my lectures and whatnot, not very much, but I have been wanting to use my channel to talk more about all things holistic, whether it be energy stuff. I am an energy healer, integrative energetic medicine practitioner. I've been called different things, spiritual coach, what have you. But I will not be just talking about energy stuff. I would love to talk about mindset, body, all things holistic, and basically any questions that I'm getting from clients that I know can help others. So if you're interested in any one-on-one attention, feel free to reach out to me. You can check out my website at harmonyandhealingllc.com, or if you want to email me at eilengiselle at harmonyhealing4wellness.com. And I'm sure I'll be putting links down below and whatnot where people can contact me. But to move on to the topic that I was thinking about today, and that topic is affirmations. Affirmations. So I have recently heard some things about affirmations from clients, from different people, from friends, and some of the negative things that I've heard are that affirmations don't work for me, or I don't like affirmations, or affirmations just don't feel right to me, or it feels fake, or whatever. First and foremost, what I want to say to all of you is you're always affirming. Affirmations are just intentional statements, intentional thoughts, but you can't stop affirming. So you have a choice to affirm these autopilot, sorry to say shitty or complaining or whining oriented or negative or beating yourself up type of thoughts, or you can affirm loving, happier, healthier, the healthiest possible thoughts you can think of, and affirm those. So it makes me think that maybe people are affirming just to feel good, and of course you should feel better if you're doing the affirmations correctly, but there are wrong ways to do affirmations too. First and foremost, what an affirmation is you consciously, you using your mind actively to ingrain something into your subconscious. So if you have a belief that I am not attractive, people don't find me attractive, then that can be a subconscious assumption, an adaptation that you've carried from a long time ago, and it's just ingrained in you. People just assume that there are certain things in their personality, or that they assume that there's certain things that they can't do, and it's just a belief that they've adopted a while ago, and now it's an affirmation that they are on autopilot and say to themselves every time a trigger happens or an incident happens. So let's say money is your block or your thing that you struggle with. Then every time you get a bill, how do you react to that bill? You're on autopilot. What are you saying when you get something that you have to pay for? Probably not great things. So affirmations, you are constantly affirming. You're just affirming things that you do want, you don't want, that you don't care about. You're not intentionally focusing on what you do want. So an affirmation needs to be, number one, natural. It needs to sound natural to you. There are plenty of these fancy affirmations that sound like poetry and just glorious, and they're, or like someone from a sermon. And if that's not how you talk to yourself, then your subconscious is going to be less likely to adopt it. So that's one thing that you can check in with yourself and change if your affirmations aren't working for you. Number two, you need to be feeling the truth of it. Yeah, it's great to say, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich all day. But if you're not feeling it, if you're not trying to play the imagination game of what that would actually be like, then the affirmation is not going to work for you either. So we have not sounding unnatural, we have not feeling it, and there's so many ways, so many things that you can do wrong. There's a third one where if we're affirming out of desperation. The third thing about affirmations that I wanted to mention is if we are really, really forcing it, and this is different from being determined and being persistent and being intentional, that's one thing. But if we're doing this out of fear and desperation, then the affirmation is going to feel like work. You're gonna feel exhausted. You're going to feel like you don't want to repeat your affirmations anymore. You're gonna say, I'm over it. This affirmation thing, these mantras, they don't work for me. So I think that you need to find what works best for you. If you're someone that likes to journal, write your affirmations a bunch of times. If you love when you're doing your makeup, or if you're one to pep yourself up in the mirror, say affirmations to yourself out loud in the mirror. Or I would put post-it notes on my mirror. There's even affirmation apps out there now that you can download on your phone, and then you can get a reminder throughout the day with a different affirmation. And if you get bored with one and you want to switch one up, then try a different phrase. You can have affirmations for any area of life. You can have as many as you want, but I think people just don't make it work for them. And so therefore, the affirmation doesn't work. Therefore, it's BS. It's not changing me. That's another thing. If you have an assumption, if you have an adopted belief for years, and you just do an affirmation for a few days, do you really think your subconscious mind is going to just snatch up that new thought and you are just now this new person? That's possible if you believe it to be possible, but you can't trick your subconscious. If you're one to think that you need to train these old thoughts out of you, then it's going to take time. Then you're not going to see things show up in this period of affirmations. If you don't practice them for a while, you might not see anything for a few weeks or maybe even longer. It's dependent on your beliefs. You can make them work. You can make your changes happen quickly. You can play with it and figure out what affirmations work best for me. What's the way? Do I like to say them? Do I like to read them? Do I like to imagine? Do I like to write them? Doesn't matter, whatever. Just make it work for you. But you should still be thinking them naturally, meaning you should, in those mundane times of driving in your car, going for a walk, doing the dishes, it needs to eventually just be natural thought, and it will. But people often give up too soon. They're making it work for them, making it just more difficult than it needs to be. So that's my preaching for the day. For those of you having doubts about affirmations, just play around with it, switch it up some more, because either way, you're affirming. So if you're going to be affirming old crappy thoughts that don't make you feel good, why not switch it up? Sending all the love to everyone, wishing everyone many blessings. Have a beautiful day.